Good morning, America. Snow and ice. Winter storm warnings and advisories for 90 million Americans across the country. Treacherous conditions in the Midwest, now moving east, bringing up to 8 inches of snow and a slick coating of ice. Samara Theodore tracking the timing and the other storm right on its heels.
Breaking overnight, the wreckage of a passenger plane that went missing in Alaska now found. All 10 people on board believed to be dead. What we're learning about the plane's final moments.
Breaking news, Hamas releases a new round of hostages after 15 months in captivity in the latest ceasefire swap.
Legal battle over the Trump agenda, a federal judge hitting pause on the plan to put thousands of USAID workers on leave.
I'll tell him to go here, go there, he does it.
As concerns grow over Elon Musk's expanding role in the government.
New bird flu cases. New York's Governor Hochul temporarily shutting down live poultry markets in and around New York City amid skyrocketing egg prices.
It's gonna be a good day.
And countdown to the Super Bowl. Fans hitting the Big Easy, the tight security.
This is all about keeping the city safe.
Players for the big battle. One team looking for history.
The most important thing is winning.
The other for redemption.
It'll be good to leave it all out there on the field.
Plus the celebrity-packed ads you'll be watching.
I'll have what she's having.
And the sticker shock on some fan-favorite snacks.
I kiss my cares all away.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, so great to have you with us. It is a big Saturday.
It is a good Saturday.
The day before the big day, the big game we're talking about. We're all about that this morning, and Will Reeve is covering it all for us from New Orleans. Hey, Will, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you both, Whit and Janae. New Orleans is the center of the sports and entertainment universe this weekend, and we have a whole bunch of great stuff here this morning. We're going to get you ready for the big game and bring you the inspiring story of one member of the Chiefs who overcame incredible odds to get his dream job in the NFL. It's going to be a great morning.
Oh, we are so excited for all of that, but we also have a lot of news to get to. Also had the latest overnight on the new prisoner exchange between Israel and Hamas. But we do begin this morning with a new hit of winter weather slamming into the Midwest and the Northeast this weekend. Samara Theodore is here with those details. We are gearing up for it here. Samara, good morning.
Yes, we are. Good morning, Janae. This is a quick-moving storm, but it will be a very impactful one. Take a look. We're already seeing alerts light up the board. Snow currently falling in Minneapolis. Winter weather advisories in purple. We have a winter storm warning for New England where they're going to see some hefty totals. So who's getting what when? Here we are around lunchtime today. You can see this is starting to move into the Great Lakes, Green Bay, Michigan. Notice icing in Chicago and rain in Indianapolis. That rain snow line really teetering, so you may start off with ice and end with rain. Then by 8 p.m. tonight, this is when it impacts the Northeast. Cities like New York, Philadelphia, Syracuse, even central Pennsylvania near State College. By tomorrow morning, this moves into New England, icing in places like Boston. So we'll start with snow in Boston, see that switch over to icing, snow for Maine as well, and that moves out by lunchtime. As far as totals go, we could see some high amounts. Places like Boston could see 6 to 8 inches of snow. That's a look at the forecast. Whit?
And I know we've got several days of this happening this week. Samara, thank you. We'll check back in a bit. We do want to turn now to the urgent search for answers this morning after a deadly plane crash in Alaska. The aircraft disappearing from radar, but now officials are releasing new details and images of the wreckage. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is joining us with the latest. Jacqueline, good morning.
Wait, good morning. Yet another community is heartbroken. Residents in Nome saying it's very tight-knit. Everyone is affected by this in some way, and now investigators are focused on figuring out why this happened.
This morning, the U.S. Coast Guard releasing this photo of the mangled wreckage of the plane that vanished over open water in Alaska. 3 bodies of the 10 on board recovered.
The remaining 7 people are believed to be on board, and unfortunately, of course, it does not appear to be a survivable crash.
The Bering airplane took off from Unalakleet shortly after 2:30 p.m. Thursday, headed for Nome Airport. But about 40 minutes into the flight, the plane disappearing from radar. Air traffic control radioing the aircraft.
Low altitude alert, Bering Air 445. Check your altitude immediately.
Moments later.
Bering Air 445, Anchorage Center, radar contact lost.
This aircraft experienced some kind of event which caused them to experience a rapid loss in elevation and a rapid loss in speed.
The aircraft was 12 miles offshore when officials lost its position. This time-lapse video from hours after the plane vanished shows snowy conditions at the Nome airport.
Alaska is such a magnificent, beautiful state, but it is also the most treacherous state in the nation to fly.
The NTSB is now investigating this third major aviation incident in just over a week. In Washington, D.C. last Wednesday, 67 people were killed in that mid-air crash involving an Army Black Hawk helicopter and American Airlines flight. And last Friday, a fiery inferno in Philadelphia when a medical transport jet crashed, killing 7 people.
And officials say they will be taking advantage of the weather conditions throughout the day today to hopefully bring the victims home. Authorities say they were unaware of any distress signals from the aircraft, but of course, all of that is part of the investigation. Janae.
As they continue to search for many more answers, Jacqueline, thank you. Turning overseas now to the latest hostage and prisoner release happening overnight involving Hamas and Israel. ABC's Britt Clennett is in Tel Aviv with the very latest this morning. Good morning to you, Britt.
Good morning, Janae. Yeah, another 3 Israeli hostages back on home soil after they were freed by Hamas in central Gaza this morning. There was relief from the crowd here in Hostage Square, even as Ohad Ben Ami, Eli Sharabi and Or Levy, all of them looking very thin and frail, were handed over to the Red Cross in Deir al-Balah. Hamas again very much projecting this image of authority and order on the streets in Gaza with another highly choreographed ceremony. And Netanyahu referring to their gaunt appearances in a statement saying, "We will not move on from the shocking images we saw today," and vowing a response. Now, Israel is releasing 183 Palestinian prisoners. As part of the first phase of the ceasefire deal, 1,900 prisoners will be released in return for 33 hostages. American Sagi Dekelchen among 6 U.S. citizens still held in Gaza.
All right, Britt Clennett for us, thank you so much. We turn now to the growing legal battles over the Trump administration's efforts to reshape the federal government and its workforce. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins us now from Washington with the latest move by a federal judge now. Selena, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Whit. Yeah, a federal judge is now putting the brakes on President Trump and Elon Musk's plan to dismantle USAID. So the White House is trying to slash the size of the federal government, but millions of people around the world rely on this relief agency for desperately needed food and medicine.
Overnight, a federal judge blocking the Trump administration's plan to put thousands of workers at USAID on leave and reinstating hundreds who've already been removed, putting pause on Elon Musk's goal to gut the federal relief agency that provides food to 32 million malnourished children and funds projects to fight epidemics and drug trafficking. The president says he wants Musk to go even further to slash spending at the Department of Defense and the Pentagon. Raising concerns about potential conflicts of interest, Musk's companies have billions of dollars in contracts with the military.
I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people. But he will be looking at education pretty quickly, and he will be looking at military too.
Protests against Elon Musk's sweeping role in the government breaking out across the country as Musk's team gains access to at least 10 federal agencies. And overnight, Trump announcing he's revoking former President Biden's security clearance in retaliation for having his own pulled by Biden after the January 6 riot. This terminates Biden's access to intelligence briefings, a courtesy given to former presidents. Sitting alongside Japan's prime minister, Trump said he'll announce tariffs next week that match the duties other countries impose on American products.
I'll be announcing that next week, reciprocal trade, so that we're treated evenly with other countries.
Trump also announcing Nippon Steel will make a major investment in U.S. steel after Biden blocked the Japanese company's $14 billion takeover bid.
So President Trump left the option of hitting Japan with tariffs on the table, and his plan for reciprocal tariffs risks sparking a trade war. Economists warn that tariffs are a tax on consumers by raising the price of goods. Janae?
All right, Selena Wang, thank you for that report this morning. Now to new concerns over bird flu in the nation's egg supply, with moves by New York's governor to close many live poultry markets to try to stop the spread. ABC's Ike Ajachi is here now with the very latest on this. Good morning, Ike.
Hey, good morning, Janae. The governor says this order to close several live poultry markets is out of abundance of caution and to thwart any further transmission. This morning, as the price of eggs skyrockets across the country, the governor of New York temporarily shutting down all live bird markets around the New York City area after discovering multiple cases of bird flu.
Over the last week, inspectors have detected 7 cases of bird flu in poultry during routine inspections.
The governor ordering uninfected live bird markets in New York City, Westchester, Nassau, and Suffolk counties to stop incoming deliveries, sell down inventory, thoroughly clean, and then shutter their doors for 5 days. This shutdown, part of the nationwide bird flu outbreak, while their poultry farms have had their egg supply cut down due to the virus. Still, officials say there's no immediate public health threat. According to the CDC, there are 67 confirmed cases of H5N1 bird flu in the U.S. Meanwhile, a different type of bird flu has been detected in U.S. dairy cows.
When you have a virus that's spreading rapidly in animal populations, it increases the chances for mutation.
The USDA finding a second strain in a Nevada herd. It's the same version of the virus that killed an elderly Louisiana man in January.
I've never seen anything like this.
The demand for eggs flying through the roof. Last week in Pennsylvania, Pete and Jerry's organic eggs delivery truck had almost 100,000 eggs stolen worth $40,000. CEO Tom Flacco says they source their specialty eggs from over 300 family farms, lowering the risk of being impacted by an infection.
It makes our models much more secure. We're not at risk of having millions of birds being taken out by influenza. If one barn is hit, it's a very small piece of our total.
Again, although 67 people have been infected in the U.S., it's important to note that there still has been no human-to-human spread of the bird flu.
Yeah, still something to watch. A lot of concern there. Ike, thank you so much. We do want to shift gears because we are counting down to the big game in New Orleans tomorrow. Security, always a major concern, but even more so this weekend because President Trump plans to attend. Let's go back to Will Reeve. Will, good morning once again.
Hey there, Whit. Yeah, President Trump will be the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl. That will add a whole nother element of heavy security on game day. With nearly 80,000 fans at the game, hundreds of thousands of fans here overall in New Orleans for Super Bowl week festivities. Keeping New Orleans safe is a major operation. This morning, with the Super Bowl just days away, the teams are locked in.
It's the biggest game of my life.
The nearly 80,000 fans set to pack the Superdome already taking over the Big Easy.
Go Eagles! Go Birds, baby!
With under 36 hours to go until kickoff, the city of New Orleans virtually on lockdown. A strong perimeter in place at the Superdome. President Trump scheduled to attend, bringing an added layer of security.
You'll see more and more restriction as more tourists come into town to enjoy our fabulous city.
GMA getting an aerial view of the stadium in a helicopter with Customs and Border Protection's air and marine operations, tasked with keeping the city safe from the sky.
Plenty going on down on the ground, but here high in the sky, this is all about keeping the city safe.
Philadelphia officials also on high alert. Philly's mayor with a warning to Eagles diehards about climbing on city poles after a fan died last month.
Folks climbing or attempting to climb up a light pole or a bus shelter or really any structure for that matter, it can lead to tragedy.
And after a deadly shooting at the Chiefs' victory parade last year, Kansas City officials now boosting police presence. As for the game, the players are ready. The 5th Super Bowl appearance for Chiefs players including Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Kansas City 1 win away from an unprecedented 3 straight Super Bowl titles.
The most important thing is winning. It's not about your stats. It's not about how it looks. It's about winning football games.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts still feeling the sting of losing to the Chiefs in the big game 2 seasons ago. Ready for redemption.
You play for opportunities like this and moments like this, and it'll be good to leave it all out there on the field.
Inside the stadium, no bite-sized menu here. Workers getting ready for a Super Bowl-sized feast.
We have something here for everybody. When you come into the game, get your taste buds ready because we're ready for you.
The fans pumped up.
Obviously, you can see I bleed green all day, every day.
Kansas City, Missouri represent. Go Chiefs!
So now we're under 36 hours to go until kickoff. The teams are done with their media obligations. Now they have to make their final preparations. They've got practice and meetings and getting some rest, which is more than everyone else here taking in all that New Orleans has to offer during Super Bowl week can say, guys.
You mean to tell us you didn't rest last night, Will Reeve?
Oh, no, last night I was in bed.
Certainly.
Eventually.
Certainly. Eventually. Exactly. Sounds about right. Thank you, Will. And for anyone watching the game from home, you may be surprised by the cost of some of the most popular game day party foods. ABC's Alexis Christoforous is here now to break that all down and how it's going to impact your wallet. Alexis, good morning.
For sure. Good morning, Janae. So be prepared for a little sticker shock when you go shopping for your Super Bowl party spread. Depending on your game day menu, you could be paying more for some fan favorites. So let's start with the centerpiece, all right? Guacamole. Its star ingredient avocado costs 11.5% more this year, but it could have been a lot worse if the U.S. and Mexico hadn't agreed to that month-long pause on tariffs. The U.S. gets 90% of its avocados from Mexico. By the way, it's still cheaper to make fresh guac than buying pre-made. All right, Americans plan to chow down on 1.4 billion chicken wings. That game day MVP up 7% from last year. And beef for your game day chili up 5%. Cheaper alternative turkey, or opt for vegetarian chili. There's an idea. All right, party favorites like frozen pizza, chips, and salsa all cost less this year. And get this, even shrimp is down 4%. Maybe a little shrimp cocktail on the menu. To wash it all down, we've got beer and wine prices. They are up 2%. If you're stocking up on soda, though, remember a 2-liter bottle, always cheaper than buying 12 cans. Keep your game day budget in bounds by making it potluck. Everyone can bring a dish, like my famous spinach and avocado dip, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you don't show up to the party empty-handed. You got to bring something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alexis.
And our countdown to the Super Bowl continues with the story of a key member of the Chiefs staff. He's affectionately known as Coach Andy Reid's left-hand man. And Morgan Norwood is here with us in New Orleans. She has the story. This is really a lovely thing.
So inspirational, and it's just one more reason to watch the big game tomorrow. On the Chiefs sidelines, there is another MVP, his left-hand man. I'm talking about Porter Ellett. He's just not any assistant coach. After losing the use of his right arm as a child, he turned a setback into a comeback, proving that nothing is out of reach.
Before every Chiefs game, Patrick Mahomes has a routine, warming up with the same trusted hand, catching his throws.
He just saw that I was catching the football, and he took it upon himself. He was like, hey, I'll come catch if you want me to.
He's Mahomes' left-hand man, and as first told by ESPN reporter Jeff Darlington, assistant coach Porter Ellett's journey to the Super Bowl is inspiring. Ellett grew up in a small town in Utah. His life forever changed at the young age of 4 when he fell from his dad's truck, losing mobility in his right arm. And by age 16, he made the decision to have it amputated.
If I didn't amputate it, I thought that it would cause me to not progress. So I was like, all right, let's get rid of this.
But Ellett never let the setback define him, going on to become an all-state athlete in basketball and baseball.
Porter Ellett, 3-point shots on its way. Good.
And from there, Ellett went on to land a corporate job, but still couldn't escape his passion for sports. Enter Andy Reid, who offered him a gig as his assistant.
And my son-in-law goes, man, this guy would be a great coach. I said, bring him over to the house after the game. So he came over and we talked. I said, all right, if I have an opening, I'll sneak you in here.
You'll basically be my right-hand man. You'll go like everywhere I go. I cracked the joke after he said right-hand man. I was like, well, are you okay with your right-hand man not having a right hand? And he's like laughing on the other side. He's like, you'll be my left-hand man.
Ellett relentlessly studying playbooks, even staying up past midnight. Today, his determination paying off, taking the field Super Bowl Sunday as an assistant running backs coach on the hunt for his 3rd Super Bowl ring with the Chiefs, proving that heart and hustle can take you anywhere.
I'm proud that I proved everybody who bet on me right.
And as for proving himself, like you just said, he says it best. Coach Reid doesn't have to answer any questions about why he would ever hire a one-armed kid. And with another Super Bowl ring on the line tomorrow, he is ready to show why he belongs, Will.
He really does belong. That was a fantastic story. Thank you for bringing that to us. Morgan, always great to be with you. We've had a great week so far here in New Orleans. Got to keep it moving, though.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet. We got a lot more coming up. Still ahead here on GMA, we've got NFL Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins, who's going to give us a Super Bowl preview from the perspective of a former Eagle.
All right, and the record-setting price for 30 seconds of airtime during the big game, our preview of tomorrow's celebrity-packed spots.
And we're staying on the football theme here because in our second hour, how football is taking a turn towards fashion.
Ooh.
Stay with us.
Look, from the very beginning, football's been a conspiracy to make us hungry. Now, let me tell you where it all started.
And we'll call this a pigskin. Make people crave bacon.
And everybody loves bacon.
I love bacon.
Bacon.
Ever ask
Sounds
yourself?
about right to me. Welcome back to GMA on this Saturday morning. The Uber Eats ad for the Super Bowl is wall-to-wall stars. Look at that. That's the biggest trend for the commercials for the big game this year, apparently. But will that strategy score sales? We will take a look coming up. But lots to talk about the big game.
They all make me hungry.
They all make, because the Super Bowl, you just want to eat.
Right, exactly. You had me with the wings.
Totally.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Saturday morning. An arrest has been made in connection with the death of a reporter who was in New Orleans to cover the Super Bowl 2 days after Adon Manzano of Telemundo KC was found dead in his hotel room. Police arrested Danette Colbert of fraud and theft charges. She was seen on the hotel surveillance video on the night of Manzano's death and later used his credit cards.
Luxury real estate brokers Tal and Orrin Alexander, along with their brother Alan, pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and other charges. They were led into a New York courtroom in handcuffs and shackles. Prosecutors say they plan to file additional charges, stating that more than 60 women allege they were raped by at least one of the brothers.
And Honora took home Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Awards, with Demi Moore winning for Best Actress for The Substance and Adrian Brody taking Best Actor for The Brutalist. The Critics' Choice Awards are often a strong indicator of the Academy Award winners. You can see the Oscars right here on ABC and on Hulu on Sunday, March 2nd. Will, over to you in New Orleans.
All right, Whit, thanks, man. We're going to begin this half hour with a legend right here. Brian Dawkins, NFL Hall of Famer, Eagles great. I'm not just saying this because you're next to me and looks like you could snap me in half. You look like you could still play. You're looking great. We're so glad to have you here. You've got a great cause we're going to talk about in a second, but because we are at the Super Bowl, you're here this time as a fan, as an ambassador. You have played in the big game once before. What is more nerve-wracking, playing where you can impact the game, or just watching, rooting for the Eagles or whoever you're rooting for?
Listen, anybody who has children that has played any sports or done any plays is always looking as a fan at that individual, because you can't do anything. Like, I can't affect the game in no way where I am sitting right now, but I've obviously as a player, I had a chance to affect the game.
Okay, fair enough.
Brian, we're going to jump in here. Hi, I'm Janae Worth-Witt here. We're so excited to talk to you. Your head coach in that Super Bowl was Andy Reid. Of course, he's now on the opposing sideline with the Chiefs. Any torn loyalties there?
No, especially with this game right here. Love him. Listen, love he and Spags, the defensive coordinator. I love him. But in this game, there are no torn loyalties.
And you haven't played for the Eagles in 15 years, but still a huge part of this team. What is the special sauce? What is it about the Eagles that keeps you coming back?
Well, it's obviously, number one, obviously it's the ability for me to have a part in an NFL franchise doing anything. I never thought that growing up that I would have that opportunity. And then it's the fans. Like, come on, man. When you understand the passion and the love, sometimes it's tough love from the fans, but when you really understand that, like, there's a camaraderie that you feel with some of the sometimes antics that the Eagles fans do. So I love it.
And if you haven't seen Brian Dawkins' pump-up speeches back from when he was playing, that's what you're going to do after you watch GMA. You're going to look that up online. It's ready to get people jacked up. But we're here to talk about something really important to you today. You have this new role as a health advocate. You're getting the word out about testing for kidney disease. How did this all come about? How did you get involved? Why is it so important to you?
Well, it's first of all a blessing to have the opportunity to use my platform to be able to share information and give information to individuals that could bless them and their family. So it's because of my mom and my dad fall into a category. They both have type 2 diabetes, and they both have, high blood pressure off and on. And so that puts them at risk of potentially developing kidney disease down the road. So when I found this information out, I passed it on to them, their caregivers, to make sure that they're good. My aunts and uncles, they're all good. But now I have this obligation, I believe, to then spread this to individuals. So it's Beringer and Lilly allowed me to be a part of this It Takes Two campaign. And basically it's this: it takes two. It takes you and your doctor. It takes two tests, a blood test and a urine test. And then from there, your team comes up with a game plan, and it could potentially help you not go down the path of developing kidney disease, right? So, and the numbers are staggering. Like, it's 35 million individuals that could potentially be going down that path, but a great majority of them do not know it, right? So, as you said, I'm an advocate for my health. As a pro athlete, I was, very proactive when it comes to my health. And so I want to, again, once I get information, I believe I have to share that, and I'm blessed to be able to do it.
Using your platform for the
and
absolute
make sure you go
best.
to testyourkidney.com too.
Testyourkidney.com.
Testyourkidneys.com.
Okay, testyourkidneys.com.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And real quick, we got to get your prediction for tomorrow. Can the Eagles stop the Chiefs from making history with the Super Bowl three-peat?
Did you say can or will they?
Can they?
So will they? Yes.
Okay, will they?
What you mean, can they? Yeah, it's yes, will they? Yes. Listen, I believe it'll be a tight game. I believe it'll be a close game. I'm constantly telling Eagles fans to make sure you continue to breathe during the game, right? But I believe that the Eagles will make that one play at the end that'll cause them to hoist that trophy this time around.
Ooh.
Love that. Brian Dawkins, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we'll check back with you in just a bit.
And while the big game may have a lot of us on the edge of our seats, the ads may have us splitting our sides, or at least they hope to. ABC's Will Gans is looking at the spots vying for your attention. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Janae. It's not just your attention or mine either. In fact, 120 million people are expected to watch the big game this year. And it is the only event where people pay specific attention to the ads. I, for one, refill my snacks during the game so I don't miss what goes down during the commercial breaks, which is shaping up to be a whole lot of star power and a heavy dose of nostalgia this year.
I can't believe they let us back in this place.
Why?
Hello?
Nobody remembers that. Oh, we remember, and brands are willing to pay big bucks to recreate that movie magic.
I'll have what she's having.
In fact, companies are paying a record-setting $8 million for just 30 seconds of ad time during the game. That's more than twice what it cost in 2014.
Hey, what happened to Fast Life?
Not today.
What? Are y'all kidding me?
The recipe that we see working year after year, and this year is going to be no different, is humor plus celebrities, in this case, plus nostalgia. It's a really winning combo. And what's interesting about nostalgia is that it's a safe place to go in a moment when the country feels really divided.
Which is why Starbucks is serving up retro coffee shop vibes.
Hello again.
And Budweiser is bringing back the Clydesdales.
So, a horse walks into a bar, and
what?
But this year's biggest theme
is celebs on celebs on celebs on celebs. So this is a trend that kicked off 4 or 5 years ago, and it's brands not working with just 1 or 2 celebrities, but think of it almost like ensemble casts. And it's really just to be able to try to reach the broadest audience possible.
I love them. Read the sign, Bunny.
You're gonna get us kicked out.
So?
That's better.
According to commercial tracker iSpot, only a third of Super Bowl ads featured A-listers in 2010. But now it's a big-name blitz, with more than 70% of ads starring celebrities this year.
Bananas, bananas.
Gentlemen,
What a place you have.
who eats art?
I think you're supposed to say, hey, Meta.
Like, hey, Meta, who eats art? And then Meta would say,
Chris Pratt.
Hey, Meta, call my lawyer.
And commercials featuring multiple celebrity cameos, they're also blooming.
This year, we got a halftime show presented by an apple.
In a stadium named after
A salad.
Matt McConaughey, Charlie XCX, Martha Stewart, what's not to love? Okay, so that $8 million price tag, by the way, is just for 30 seconds of airtime. The A-list stars in those commercials can earn anywhere from $3 to $5 million in appearance fees, while then you add production costs, including licensing the music, hiring directors, and paying for intellectual property rights. That adds millions more. So all told, brands are paying up to $20 million for those 30 seconds of content. They have to nail it, you guys.
So that story you just did is about worth $100 million in re-airing those clips,
Well,
right?
To be clear, Whit, anywhere I go, it's $1 billion. You know?
You got it. That's right. Our $1 million man, Will
That's right.
Gans.
Know
Thank
your
you,
worth.
bud.
In New Orleans, as we count down to the big game, GMA's kid correspondent has an important role here at the Super Bowl, and we sent him out to opening night to catch up with some star players and to Kendrick Lamar's press conference to get the scoop on the halftime show. Take a look.
Hey America, it's Hayes. Welcome to New Orleans.
Hayes Audler is taking over Super Bowl 59 as our kid correspondent, and he's jumping in on all the action before football's biggest night.
I get to do so many fun things as your kid correspondent. Let's kick this week off.
He's representing Play 60 NFL and Special Olympics here in the Big Easy.
Hey guys, remember to eat healthy and stay active for 60 minutes a day.
Hayes front and center at opening night, even talking to football superstars like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes wasn't the only GOAT our kid correspondent talked to.
Hi Kendrick, what's going on?
Hayes heard it first from Apple Music's Super Bowl halftime performer Kendrick Lamar.
Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active? Maybe some push-ups, just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, you need some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get cranky. So physically, yeah, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that.
Our thanks to Hayes for getting out there and getting the good stuff, but his job is not quite done yet, because tomorrow, to start the second half of Super Bowl 59, after his new friend Kendrick Lamar rocks the world with the halftime show, Hayes will be bringing out the game ball to the 50-yard line. It's going to be a great day. Thank you again to our kid correspondent, Hayes.
Oh,
Janae?
how awesome. How lucky is Hayes?
Yeah, such
how
an
lucky
experience.
Are we? Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
pretty
so
good.
much for that, Will. We are back now with our play of the day, and it is the cutest thing. It's some of the big game's littlest fans cheering on their heroes. You'll get to check out the heartfelt message. This is one that Eagles running back Saquon Barkley's daughter Jada left for her dad, recorded with the Players Tribune.
I really, really, really hope we win. And Daddy, I'm really thankful that you've been caring for your whole family, and I know you're gonna win. But if you don't, that is okay. I'll always, always love you. And
That is very cute.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes getting a message from his wife and kids in a posting with Adidas.
Love you so much, and we cannot wait to watch you play in this big game. Good luck, and we love you, and we'll see you after. Say bye.
Bye.
I
Yeah.
love hearing from the kids. It's always the kids that get you.
I know. My kids are always sending messages requesting more screen time.
Yeah, dude, same.
For
Like,
Roblox?
Same.
Yeah, not quite the same. All right, coming up here on GMA in our second hour, football meets fashion. Morgan Norwood is in New Orleans.
Yeah, coming up, we are talking fashion and football. They do go hand in hand. Ahead, I will introduce you to the designer that is bringing game day fashion to the Super Bowl stands.
Good morning, America. It's our second hour. Snow and ice, winter storm warnings and advisories for 90 million Americans across the country. Treacherous conditions in the Midwest now moving east, bringing up to 8 inches of snow and a slick coating of ice. Samara Theodore tracking the timing and the other storm right on its heels.
Our GMA cover story, a medical breakthrough, the promising early success of animal to human transplants, giving new hope for thousands. What this could mean coming up.
Valentine's Day just around the corner, so we're sharing the love with deals and steals on some of our favorite brands.
It's gonna be a good day.
And we're counting down to Super Bowl 59. GMA live in New Orleans. The fashion taking over off the field, what the celebrity chefs are serving, plus a big surprise from the NFL. As Super Bowl superfans say,
It's Saturday morning.
This is GMA.
Good morning, America. So great to have you with us on this Saturday. We have so much to get to this morning. Gio is off today.
He is.
But have no fear, because we got some ringers out there. We got the latest from New Orleans. Will Reed, Morgan Norwood in the house, helping those football fans everywhere gear up for the Philadelphia Eagles to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, how fun. Plus, from Super Bowl to that other bowl, the Puppy Bowl, referee Dan Chachner is here with some furry friends that are adorable.
Looking forward to that. But first, we begin here with the new hit of winter weather hitting the country. More than 90 million Americans from the Dakotas to the Northeast waking up to alerts for heavy snow, sleet, and ice. Samara Theodore here with the details on that. Samara, good morning.
Good morning, Wick. Good morning, Janae. And to the folks at home, yes, we've got alerts lighting up the board. We saw some snow this morning in Minneapolis, winter storm warnings for New England. But take a look at the timing on this. By lunchtime today, just thereafter, some icing in Chicago, snow in the Great Lakes, rain in places like Indianapolis and the Ohio Valley. 8 p.m. tonight, we start to see a lot of that snow situated in the Northeast, including New York City. Philadelphia, you may start off with some icing and see that switch over to rain as we head through the evening. By tomorrow morning, this is when it takes aim on New England. Boston, heads up, you'll start off as some snow. You could see a bit of a wintry mix on the tail end. By lunchtime tomorrow, this system is out of here, but we could see some significant totals, up to 8 inches of snow in cities like Boston. That's a look at the forecast across the country. Janae, back to you.
All right, Samara, thank you. This morning, the U.S. Coast Guard has located the mangled wreckage of the plane that vanished over open water in Alaska. 3 bodies of the 10 aboard have been found. The other 7 people are believed to be dead. About 40 minutes into the flight, the plane disappeared from radar on its way to Nome. The NTSB is now investigating.
Turning now to the growing legal battles over the Trump administration's efforts to reshape the federal government and its workforce. Our senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is back with the latest. Selena, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. A federal judge is putting the brakes on President Trump and Elon Musk's plans to dismantle USAID. So the White House is trying to slash the size of the federal government. But at stake here are millions of people around the world who rely on this relief agency for desperately needed food and medicine.
Overnight, a federal judge blocking the Trump administration's plan to put thousands of workers at USAID on leave and reinstating hundreds who've already been removed, putting pause on Elon Musk's goal to gut the federal relief agency that provides food to 32 million malnourished children and funds projects to fight epidemics and drug trafficking. The president says he wants Musk to go even further to slash spending at the Department of Defense and the Pentagon. Raising concerns about potential conflicts of interest, Musk's companies have billions of dollars in contracts with the military.
I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people. But he will be looking at education pretty quickly, and he will be looking at military too.
Protests against Elon Musk's sweeping role in the government breaking out across the country as Musk's team gains access to at least 10 federal agencies. And overnight, Trump announcing he's revoking former President Biden's security clearance in retaliation for having his own pulled by Biden after the January 6th riot.
And Trump also left the possibility of hitting Japan with tariffs on the table during that press conference yesterday that he held with Japan's prime minister. And also, Trump announced that next week he's going to announce reciprocal tariffs, which risks sparking a trade war. And as we've been talking about for weeks now, Janae, economists warn that tariffs are taxes on consumers by raising the prices of goods. Janae?
All right, we'll be watching that, Selena. Thank you. Turning now to the efforts to stem the bird flu. The governor of New York has ordered to shut down all live bird markets in the New York City area and surrounding counties after multiple cases of the virus have been detected. Governor Kathy Hochul ordering uninfected live bird markets to shut down for 5 days. And this comes amid a new concern. A new type of bird flu has been detected in dairy cows.
We're counting down to the big game in New Orleans tomorrow, and security has been ramped up since the New Year's terror attack, now ratcheted up even more because President Trump plans to attend. Let's go back to Will Reeve in New Orleans. Will, good morning.
Hey, good morning again to you, Whit. President Trump will be the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl. That's going to add another element of heavy security on game day with nearly 80,000 fans at the game. There are hundreds of thousands of fans overall here in New Orleans for the Super Bowl week festivities. So keeping New Orleans safe is a major operation.
This morning, with the Super Bowl just days away, the teams are locked in.
It's the biggest game of my life.
The nearly 80,000 fans set to pack the Superdome already taking over the Big Easy.
Go Eagles! Go Birds, baby!
With under 36 hours to go until kickoff, the city of New Orleans virtually on lockdown. A strong perimeter in place at the Superdome. President Trump scheduled to attend, bringing an added layer of security.
You'll see more and more restriction as more tourists come into town to enjoy our fabulous city.
GMA getting an aerial view of the stadium in a helicopter with Customs and Border Protection's air and marine operations, tasked with keeping the city safe from the sky.
Plenty going on down on the ground, but here high in the sky, this is all about keeping the city safe.
As for the game, the players are ready. The 5th Super Bowl appearance for Chiefs players including Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Kansas City 1 win away from an unprecedented 3 straight Super Bowl titles.
The most important thing is winning. It's not about your stats. It's not about how it looks. It's about winning football games.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts still feeling the sting of losing to the Chiefs in the big game 2 seasons ago. Ready for redemption.
You play for opportunities like this and moments like this, and it'll be good to leave it all out there on the field.
Also taking the field or the stage on Sunday, Kendrick Lamar. He's got that highly anticipated halftime show. Everyone here, my Eagles friends, my Chiefs friends, everybody's excited for Kendrick Lamar as well. He'll be joined by SZA, scheduled to join him on stage for at least part of the 13-minute show. We're all excited for that and for the Super Bowl overall and for more coming up on GMA with my friends here, guys.
Yes, we are. Yeah, the halftime show usually something we can all get behind,
Yes,
for sure,
totally.
right? All right, Will, we'll chat in just a bit. Coming up here on our GMA morning menu, the major medical breakthrough changing the game when it comes to organ transplants.
Also ahead, Tori Johnson is here with deals from brands who have stolen our hearts. Plus, counting down to the Super Bowl.
Hey, coming up, we are talking football and fashion. Coming up, I'm going to introduce you to one fashion designer who's making waves both on the gridiron and in the stands as well. We'll be right back.
We're back now with our GMA cover story, the organ transplant breakthrough that could mean new hope for the tens of thousands of people on the wait list. It's a major next step in making animal to human transplants more widely available. Take a look. This morning, a New Hampshire man among the first in the world to receive a genetically modified kidney from a pig.
All of a sudden, everything's clear. I feel like I'm 40 years old. I can feel the energy surging in me. I'm like, this is amazing.
66-year-old Timothy Andrews is the first recipient in an FDA multi-patient study looking at animal-to-human transplants.
Transplanting a pig kidney into humans can significantly reduce a major challenge that we have in transplantation, which is organ shortage.
About 90,000 people are waiting for a kidney, yet only an estimated 25,000 kidneys are transplanted per year. Andrew's kidney was transplanted on January 25th at Massachusetts General Hospital.
It was an incredible experience seeing Tim walk out of the hospital, not needing dialysis and having a freedom that he hasn't had in the past 2 years.
3 years ago, Andrews was diagnosed with end-stage kidney disease and put on the transplant list. When he learned he was a candidate for an experimental pig kidney implant, he wanted to help pave the way.
The reason I wanted to take it was really for so many other people that were living this hopeless life. I got to do something, and so be it. If I do something in my life that helps that many people, who else gets a chance to do that?
I mean, it really is incredible. Andrew says as soon as doctors give him the go-ahead, he and his wife plan to take a trip to Italy.
And it'll mean
well-deserved.
so much more to
Yes.
him. Incredible. Well, now to our countdown to the big game, and Will Reeve. He's our man in not in Los Angeles, in New Orleans. Everybody looked up. I'm sorry, guys. He's in New Orleans this morning, and he's at the Super Bowl experience, getting ready to give a deserving football fan a super surprise in New Orleans. Hey, Will.
Hello, yes, New Orleans, Louisiana, also known as the Big Easy, Janae. We're so glad to be here, and we've got some special guests, some friends here that will be well known to Bachelor Nation, just to the nation generally. We've got Joey Grosday, we've got Kelsey Anderson, and they're here taking in the big Super Bowl week, all the festivities, but you're also here for a really important reason. The NFL and American Cancer Society's crucial catch Joey, what is this initiative all about?
I mean, it's amazing. We're so excited to be here today, but the Crucial Catch is all about trying to help people that are in this area that are trying to help with early detection for cancer. And it's something that we are super passionate about, and again, so grateful to be here today.
Kelsey, why did you guys want to get involved?
Well, my mom had breast cancer, so I know the impact that cancer has on families and loved ones, and early detection saves lives, so I'm happy to be here, and yeah, it's a great thing to be here.
Yeah, well, we're so glad to have you, and that's such great work that you guys are doing in the NFL and Crucial Catch. But we do want to bring out another special guest here. Toya Mathis is right behind you. We're going to have you slide on in, along with your son, who has the best possible football name, Madden. It's great to see you. Toya, you're a single mom. Yes. You're a colon cancer survivor, and you volunteer with the American Cancer Society.
Yes.
You've been sharing your story. What do you want people to learn from your story?
Basically, a lot of times we do have a lot of fear about the unknown, especially coming from communities where you see a lot of people having or being diagnosed with cancer, so it's fearful. So one of the things that I did do after putting it off for so long was make sure that I got screening. I got the screening, and basically there were some things that came up in the screening that was able to be basically processed, and we were able to get that that tumor removed, and we're doing a whole lot better now. So now I'm under surveillance, and that's the blessing, being able to confront that fear, get the detection, and get the screening early enough so that we can live.
Yeah, that's so important. It really is the crucial catch.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you for being here. We've had a great time in New Orleans so far. What are your plans for the Super Bowl? Where are you watching?
Oh, God, we're probably going to be watching with my dad at the house. We'll, prepare some barbecue. That's the plan, and Matt and I will hang out and watch.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That sounds like a pretty good time, but I think you might need to change your plans, because the NFL is recognizing people doing great work in their community, and they're so grateful for what you've been doing and what you've done. So if it's all right with you, we'd like to let you know that the NFL and we are sending you to the game.
No.
Here's some tickets to Super Bowl 59. You're going to be watching from the stands. We will get you some real tickets that gain you admission. What do you think? How do you feel? What do you think about this?
Thank you
Yeah?
so much. It's insane. Thank you so much.
Of course, you're gonna have a great time at the game. Before we let you go, who's gonna win?
AFC.
Okay.
NFC.
We got the NFC, we got Eagles, we've got Chiefs. No matter what, we've got so much gratitude and appreciation for you and your son, and for Joey, for Kelsey, for everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for all the work you do in the community with Crucial Catch and everything else. Enjoy the Super Bowl, most importantly. What do you think, everyone? Guys? All right. There you go. We're just handing out tickets here. It's like,
I love her.
Do good work in the community, take a ticket. It's going to be great.
Yes.
We love that she's still processing all of it, still taking it all in, that she's going to the big game. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, her reaction is like, no. We're like, no, yes.
You're going.
Yes, you are going. All right, let's get it over to Samara Theodore for another check of the weather. Samara, good morning. And you got puppies, too.
Oh, my goodness, I'm in puppy heaven. Okay, so this Sunday is not just about the Super Bowl. We are taking a look at that other bowl, the 21st Annual Puppy Bowl, where over 140 rescue puppies from shelters across 40 different states compete in the cutest competition around. Puppy Bowl referee Dan Schachner joins us along with Semolina. I have Fakasha here from Paws Crossed Animal Rescue. Now, Dan, I want you to tell me a little bit more about Puppy Bowl's mission behind the significance of adopting dogs, both young and old.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's our 21st year. And in all of our previous 20 years, every single one of our dogs has been adopted.
Wow.
And we expect the same after this year's bowl. They're repping 80 different shelters across the country, including Paws Crossed here in New York.
Oh, I love that. And it's such a good initiative, something that must be done. And I'm so happy to have them join us this morning. And I can't wait to watch the Puppy Bowl as well.
It's going to be a big one. Tune in.
All right, Puppy Bowl airs on Animal Planet, Discovery, and Max this Sunday. We are so inspired by the Puppy Bowl that we have a special puppy-themed weather map. And Semolina I have Fakasha.
Yeah.
Fakasha, she's going to help me do this forecast. All right, Fakasha, what do we have here? A roof, 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 a roof, roof. Just kidding. All right, so take a look. Clifford, Indiana, temperatures will be in the mid-40s. We are tracking a winter storm moving around that part of the country, so be careful out there. We head down to Marley, Illinois. Temperatures 32 degrees at freezing. Probably going to see some snowfall. And we are going to see some temperatures in the 70s down in Florida. That was a good job, Fakasha.
Fakasha likes the sunshine, I think.
I feel that. Let's go.
And Valentine's Day is almost here, so this morning for Deals and Steals, we have brands that we love, plus all the products that you are about to see are all from small businesses, of course, and Tori Johnson's here to walk us through it. Good morning once again. Yeah.
This is one of the coolest things I'm guessing that you've ever seen. I'm already going out on a limb.
We've seen a lot of cool stuff here. All right, walk me through it.
So this is Mighty Mug. So imagine your computer's right here, and hold on. Let's say, you knock it over.
Yeah,
Look, you cannot knock it over.
That's not because it's like taped there to the...
Pick it up straight.
Ooh.
Look at that. It's a special bottom that allows you to do that, right? So you can just pick up straight. Oh, they did tape these down, so that's not good.
No, I get it. Okay.
But see this?
Yes.
So you can't knock this over, but you pick it up straight. Can't knock it over.
I need this for my kids. They're just knocking stuff over left and right.
So if you're working with crafts, kids, if there's papers, if there's anything that you do not want to spill, you need this for your coffee or your beverages. Their slash and half today starts at $7.50.
Actually, Janae needs this too at the anchor desk. She's like,
there you go.
Coffee. Yeah. Speaking of coffee.
Or klutzy colleagues, that's for them. Okay, speaking of coffee, this is Javi, and 30,000 positive reviews. People cannot be wrong. They're very particular about their coffee. So we've got two options. We've got coffee concentrates that allow you to make absolutely any coffee, hot or cold. You can make your own beverage. So if you like lattes, just your plain coffee, they come with all of these really great flavors. That whisk you would use if you're going to buy the coffee protein.
And I've had this before. It's really good.
It's really good. It's a combination of both.
Gosh, sorry.
Oh, did it have a little?
Yeah, it had a little juice
foam
on it,
in
but you know.
Still. Just a phenomenal, yikes, to make, so we're saying she's plugged
yeah,
in?
So
I mean, look what's happening
forgive me.
here.
Okay, that didn't
all
go well.
slash more than in half plus free shipping on that today.
Okay.
Charge card. This is the easiest way to ensure that you're always juiced up on the go. So bulky chargers take up a lot of space. This is so thin that it could fit right into your wallet. Comes with all of the cords. So whether you have iPhone, Android, it's got cords that are built in. It also has
see the different cords?
Yep. Right here, we comes with all of the different cords. And it also has a little LED that's going to tell you if the battery's going low on it so that you always know what's going on. These are so smart, $29.
Excellent.
Okay, fancy. I love these mirrors because this is about accurate lighting anytime, anywhere, okay? So hang on to this one right here. If you push that, it's going to give you different types of light.
Ooh, okay.
Are you one of those who's like never met a mirror you didn't love? Like,
No.
You're not?
What,
I would think, yes, I would think so.
Come on.
In any way, if you want accurate light, this delivers it, both in terms of little compacts as well as the handhelds, and it's great for any kind of grooming on the go. You're never going to make makeup mishap with these, all slash and half from Fancy.
I like the warm light option.
It's very good. That's the natural light. Okay, from L. Erickson, we've got this. Your daughters and your wife would love these. Grab and go ponies that are just really great, easy on the hair, no creasing, no breaking. Then we also have their little jaw clips, which are fabulous too. Great hairstyles come with these, starting at $11. And then finally, we're moving over here to the comfy cashmere. Feel this. So super soft. So you get the elegance and softness of cashmere, but you get the ease of machine washable care. Everything for men and women's machine washable. This one that you're looking at here, it's got a hoodie with a built-in sleep mask.
So like on the airplane, you just feel the lights out.
So you can tuck it under in the airplane, at work, wherever you are. Huge assortment of options for men and women, all 50% off.
Excellent, Tori. Thank you so much. We've partnered with all these companies on our website, goodmorningamerica.com.
Now with Win the Weekend and ahead of the Super Bowl tomorrow, Jason Kelce is having some fun of his own down there in New Orleans. The former Eagles center putting his spin on the viral look-alike trend, literally getting lost in a sea of Jason Kelce doppelgangers, rocking the beards and the matching black and yellow Letterman jackets.
You can find plenty of them out there at the tailgate parties, right? Yeah. So the key to always knowing the one true Kelce, apparently the bushy eyebrows, as Kelce said during the event. When you smile, your eyes almost need to disappear. So that's
how we tell the difference.
The magic sauce.
Wow.
Yes.
How cool to be able to have your own look-alike contest, though, right?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
I think that's pretty good.
It is. There are quite a few nominators
They're getting it done for sure.
Where'd they get the jacket?
They need to be wearing the Eagles colors, though.
Oh, you're right, because that's like Steelers.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that right eventually.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment.
You and I haven't always agreed on how much latitude enhanced individuals deserve. But what you've accomplished has given me reason to reconsider. Which is why I want you, Captain America, to help me rebuild the Avengers.
Okay, that's a big deal, right? Back now on GMA with the scene from the new Captain America movie as we count down to the 4th installment of the Marvel Universe franchise starring Anthony Mackie, who you saw there. Captain America Brave New World hits theaters on Friday.
The whole tone of that was so much more serious.
Harrison Ford.
Yes, I need you to help me
like this all the time. Yeah.
The Avengers.
Now to some of the other top headlines that we're following right now. The FBI has announced a new crackdown on South American theft groups it says are behind the spate of burglaries of pro athletes' homes. The FBI says these photos that you'll see in just a second were taken from the phone of one of the Chilean suspects being held for the burglary of the home of Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrows, showing them wearing some of the stolen items. Authorities arrested a New York pawn shop owner who they say was connected to the Chilean gangs.
Flu levels are the highest in at least 15 years, according to the CDC, with overall respiratory illnesses in 31 states listed as having high or very high number of cases. The CDC estimates that there have been at least 24,310,000 hospitalizations and 13,000 deaths from the flu so far this season.
And Tiger Woods will play in the Genesis Invitational, which begins 9 days after the death of his mother. It'll be his first start since having back surgery in September. The tournament, which benefits Woods' TGR Foundation, has been moved from the Pacific Palisades to Torrey Pines outside San Diego because of the LA wildfires.
All right, we are now back with our friends in New Orleans as the teams and the fans gear up for Super Bowl 59. Janae, she's got the rock here, and a new trend is emerging. Women's football fashion. For more, Janae, you're going to go ahead and you're going to toss it out to Will and
yes,
Morgan,
I
right?
am, because hot hike, if we're talking fashion and football, I'm your girl.
It's coming in hot.
I'm faster than you, Janae.
Oh, man.
I already caught it. How are you? I hope we'll get her past to Morgan because she's right here.
Yeah, there's a good, yeah, you guys did the right thing by tossing it to him because I have butterfingers. But yeah, talk to a couple rookie players in the Stadium of Sports attire. Go ahead and ask me who I'm wearing.
Who are you wearing, Morgan?
I mean, this is Kristen Juszczyk, the wife of Kyle Juszczyk. This is off-season brand. I had a chance to sit down with her about her limited brand that or Super Bowl jackets that she just made, making statements both on game day, but she's also changing the game entirely. From going viral with Taylor Swift to teaming up with top designers, she is really proving that football fashion, it's more than just about fan gear. It's really a movement, Will.
I started creating something. It was like I wore it as a sense of pride and almost as a shield.
Self-taught designer Kristen Juszczyk, married to 49ers football player Kyle Juszczyk, first went viral last year after a certain global phenom was photographed sporting one of her designs.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
How did that even happen?
At that time, I was really trying to just get my designs out there. So to have someone of her caliber support it was like a dream, truly.
And now she's joining forces with fashion designer Emma Grede, launching their brand Off-Season, debuting special edition vests for Super Bowl 59 and a new coat line.
To someone who has never heard of your brand, Off-Season, how would you describe it?
It would really be a brand to where fashion, performance, quality all meet each other. And for me, champions are born in the off-season.
And look, Juszczyk isn't the only champion dominating the space. It's brands like Wear by Erin Andrews who have made it their mission that women feel confident in the sports attire they cheer in.
Female fans matter and they love the sport. And just like you walk into a pro shop and you see a ton of stuff for men, we want to provide that for women as well.
And experts say this is a sector in the industry that only keeps growing.
Women hold the wallet. When it comes down to spending, 46% of women are interested in sports, but 80% of those women are the ones that are actually making the purchases. Making a bet on women to spend more when it comes to these sports teams is going to pay off.
I think for me, game day isn't just about what's on the field. I think it's what's in the stands as well. And Kyle and I really believe in the, look good, feel good, play good.
So as for what's next, Kristen tells me that she looks forward to adding more styles, more teams, and taking more fashion risks. But from spicing up the style in the stands
to kick off in the kitchen for a good cause. Taste of the NFL celebrates football, food, and philanthropy, tackling student hunger and food insecurity. And joining us now are two of the chefs, our favorite chefs here participating, Andrew Zimmern and Carla Hall. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So guys, I want to talk about Gen U.
Yeah.
What does it mean to partner with them, especially for this cause?
It's so much fun. Like Andrew and I are here. There's Mark Bucher, Tim Love, Lashita Perry, and this is our 5th year. It is so much fun. 30 local chefs. Everybody knowing that we're doing this for a great cause. And what I love is the creativity that the chefs bring, and even working with our partnering sponsors like Frito-Lay, Quaker, and PepsiCo Foundation. And so you can see them working with the products around their booths, and it's so much fun.
What can we expect this year, guys?
Well, it's going to be incredible. We have so many great local chefs, a real taste of New Orleans, fantastic music. And what's really important for a lot of the fans is they get to eat, they get to drink for a great cause, and mingle with 80 Hall of Famers, legends, current players who are there. So it really is football and fun, tackling student hunger, which to me is the great cause of my life.
Yeah. That is a fantastic
Football,
cause.
fun,
Your fried chicken, it's a big game day hit. What do you, I don't know. Tell me about your fried
The
chicken.
secret,
it's pretty simple.
Edna Lewis, I think, made the best fried chicken in history that I've ever eaten. And her secret was to take 5 or 6 slices of bacon, typical buttermilk and flour dredge and fried. But I love putting bacon into the oil when you're frying the chicken. It gives a light smokiness to it. I make a homemade ranch with, my favorite seasoning. It's got a lot of dill and hot sauce and lemon juice.
Whoa, I can
sour
smell it
cream.
from here. That's fantastic.
Little mayonnaise, red wine vinegar, and you let that just come together really quickly. Ranch is delicious with fried chicken. Homemade ranch is even better.
Yes.
Throw some pickles out there. Boneless on a sandwich, pieces. Fried chicken at room temperature is absolutely delicious. So you can set it out and forget it.
Yep.
Dunk your chicken right in that ranch.
And look, fried chicken
have at it.
at 8 o'clock in the morning sounds absolutely amazing
Doesn't it,
as
though?
well. And Carla, you've got some sides as well. A pretty healthy option over there too.
I have a pretty healthy option. This is my take on Quaker's banana peanut butter energy bars. It's all the ingredients are here: smashed banana, peanut butter, a little maple syrup, some cinnamon, and then the whole Quaker oats. And then we shape them and then into these little balls.
I actually make these at home. I got to try the fried chicken. I don't know how to make ranch.
I just noticed that I had a plate right here.
I do now. It smells good. I'm going to let you know in a second if it tastes good. I'm also going to, I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to eat it. It's like
we need that as
casserole
well.
of some type. We are
this-
eating good.
This is Hellman's Invisible Dip. It's a buffalo chicken riff, and it's pretty darn tasty.
Dude, start there.
Wait,
I'm going to take
Let's
that
get the chips.
with me, and we're going to throw it back to you in the studio where you can't have any, guys.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, guys, save some for us over here in New York, but looks fantastic. Thank you, guys. And again, you can scan the QR code right there on the screen to get all of these recipes. Or you
He's
can
got the fork.
Yeah, you're making us drool over here. Come on. The recipes are on our website, goodmorningamerica.com. Thanks again, guys. Coming up back here in Times Square, celebrating 115 years of scouting.
And as it welcomes the next generation of scouts, the organization is announcing its new name. Stick around here for Good Morning America this Saturday morning.
We're back now on GMA looking at an American institution.
Yeah, that's right. Scouting America is celebrating a big anniversary, and Samara has the details. Hey, Samara.
Hey, good morning. So the Scouts are turning 115, and I have Scouts with me here from the Greater New York and Northern New Jersey councils. They're here to celebrate. This segment is sponsored by Scouting America, the new name for a group with generations of tradition and impact. When Selby Chipman joined the Scouts, it was the start of an epic adventure full of life lessons.
Scouting's about service and about how we can give back to the community.
Selby even traveling to Switzerland to work with displaced Ukrainian Scouts.
There was a lot of Google Translate, but I was able to adapt on the fly, and it was really interesting to see how all of these cultures kind of collided and then blossomed into something brand new.
John Shell got hooked on scouting in middle school, but found the fish in his hometown of Mobile, Alabama weren't biting.
We weren't catching any fish. I wanted to make it so that people, wherever they went, could catch fish and enjoy themselves at the beach.
For his award-winning Eagle Scout project, John installed more than 100 artificial reefs like this along the coast to boost the underwater ecosystem.
Scouts teach you organization and leadership from like a very, very young age. And also you learn how to work with people.
It's stories like John and Selby's that show the remarkable effect that scouting has had on over 130 million of America's youth.
We want to develop character, leadership traits. We want to make them good citizens and understand and respect personal fitness. And our overall mantra is, we call it, be prepared for life.
Now our sponsor, Scouting America, is celebrating a milestone, 115 years of empowering young people to reach their full potential and officially adopting its new name.
We think it's the right time to celebrate Scouting America and our name change, and to continue to put out our message that all kids in America are welcome in our movement.
And with Eagle Scouts like John and Selby carrying on the organization's legacy, the future of scouting looks brighter than ever.
I definitely don't think I would be who I am right now if I hadn't done scouting. I'm excited to see how the program can grow and how we can access all the different youth that we can.
Absolutely inspiring. Joining us now, the president and CEO of the organization, Roger Crone, who is a lifelong scout. I have a question for you. What do you want the next generation of scouts to know about Scouting America?
Well, Shamara, thank you. It's great to be here. You know, for 115 years, we have been developing youth in this country, youth like you just saw, Selby and John. Scouting gets kids off the couch, away from screens, into the great outdoors, doing high adventure activities like camping, hiking, and mountain climbing, while we're teaching them important life skills like leadership, citizenship, personal fitness. We want people to know that we'll be here for the next 115 years, connecting their kids with their future through fun, safe, new programs where they can go out and get dirty and meet new friends. Now, scouting isn't just about our traditional programs like camping. We have new programs like scuba diving, rocketry. We have technology programs like coding and artificial intelligence.
I love that.
So I would tell everyone out there, join these kids and 1 million kids in neighborhoods near them, and participate in the scouting adventure and be prepared for life. And if you want to know more, go to our website.
Thank you so much, Roger. And thank you to our sponsors, Scouting America. We have more information on our Facebook page.
Now to this month's GMA Book Club pick. It's Junie by Aaron Crosby Eckstein. It's a thought-provoking selection for Black History Month. And we've got Aaron here with us. So excited to have you, Aaron. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. This story in this book in Junie's story is not only a reflection of Black history, but it's family history for you. Tell me about that.
It is. I was so lucky to grow up with a grandmother who was a big storyteller, and she really kept all of our family lore alive. One of those stories was the story of my ancestor. Her name was Jane Cotton, and she escaped a plantation in Lowndes County, Alabama, just before the Civil War. And, you know, my grandmother told me the story many times, but one day it just happened to stick with me in a new way. And I decided to think a lot about what my ancestor's life might have been like before that escape, and what may have pushed her to get to the point that she did such a harrowing journey. And that's really where I ended up with Junie, which is this coming-of-age story about a teenage girl who awakens her sister's ghost, actually, and ends up on this journey towards liberation.
Oh my gosh. First off, it sounds fascinating, and I'm sold. But we also partner with a Little Free Library to get copies of our book club picks to readers all across the country. And some of our youngest stewards have a question for you, so let's take a listen here.
Hi, I'm Ethan. And I'm Jackson. And we want to know, what do you hope readers take away from Junie's journey?
What do you hope readers take away from Junie's journey?
Such a good question. I really hope that readers take away the power of empathy from this book. In writing this book, I really wanted to write a character that was well-rounded. Junie is a character who has flaws. She has ambitions. She has passions. She's a reader. She is experiencing friendship. She's experiencing first love. And I wanted that whole complexity there because I wanted us to remember as readers and as people that people under harrowing conditions are still these incredibly complex people.
Yeah.
And how important it is for all of us to extend that empathy to everyone. Junie's a character I believe that many readers can connect with on some level. And that's why it was so important to me to ensure she was this well-rounded character.
That's such a powerful takeaway that you're aiming for. And you were also aiming to really get the voice of a teenager. You say it's a coming-of-age story. How important was it for you to really tap into that perspective?
It was very important. So I was a high school teacher for 6 years.
Okay. So you've got a lot.
Yes,
I
have experience. Yes. So I wanted Junie to reflect the teenage brain. I wanted her to be a character who was a bit impulsive, who made some bad decisions here and there. Who was figuring out her world around her, who was coming into this sort of almost like a loss of innocence moment, but also really coming into learning about herself. So this book really focuses on this teenage Junie who is coming into adulthood. She's figuring out what friendship really means, what love really means, what family really means.
You figured out the way to tap into that perspective. Erin, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
Junie
me.
is available right now.
And before we go, big thanks to our team in New Orleans,
Yes.
Will Reeve and Morgan Norwood, all the fans out there. We'll see you tomorrow for the big game.
See you then.